to show you how I use OpenClaw, Claude Code, basically whatever AI top models, and how we can create a fully autonomous outreach campaigns, starting from literally starting from zero to having a fully end-to-end campaign, all without you having to write a single line of code. Everything in just nature language, like in your WhatsApp, in your Telegram, or whatever channel you prefer. It's really easy. I know on YouTube, I know on Twitter, and all of that, people love to complex things, but it is fairly simple. Just grab a, let's say, a Mac Mini or an any blank or slate laptop, clean every data, and you can set up your OpenClaw straight away inside it. Yeah, and now what I'm thinking is, uh, first we were using AI as our assistant. Now it's other way around. We are assistant to AI. And because it is telling me OpenClaw every single day, hey Manthan, have you worked on creating content? Like we are assistant to it.
So we have a lot of people, Manthan here, and I hope most of you already know Manthan. What he does, he's one of the top AI educators, plus top GTM lead expert. And we always talk about this AI things a lot because since 2 years, AI has been one of the central points around cold emails, and definitely it's on some a very huge craze about this AI automations and thing. And none other than Manthan can be a better guy to be just here and talk about these all things with us. So in this session, I'm pretty excited, like what has to come up because I'm totally like of like how every person, like every individual can create their own personalized cold email system, being so many tools out there. After this AI thing, everything has democratized, right? So none other than Manthan can tell us better about it. So Manthan, what do you think about this AI? And before starting out, like, can you just give you brief intro about the people who are new here and the people who might not know about us? So it would be perfect icebreaker. Yeah, over to you, Manthan.
Yeah, thank you very much for the hosting me. And genuinely, AI is moving so fast, and every single day I wake up, there is some new model, there is some new Claude update that I have to keep catching up with. But to be honest, at the core, the fundamentals will remain the same. At the core, people buy from people. AI is going to just take us to a leverage where we can 10x, 20x our output. We can have much less hiring team. We can have much less VAs and all of that. And to introduce me, you guys might have been seeing my content on LinkedIn, Instagram. So I'm a full-time agency owner, led content creator, and now going into the SaaS industry, experimenting with a lot of things here and there. And at the nutshell, I'm just a curious guy who is looking to learn more and more things. And I want to stay on the edge of technology or on the edge of AI so that I can play around and chill out with you guys. So yeah, that's what our theme of our webinar will be, where I'm going to show you how I use OpenClaw, Claude Code, basically whatever AI top models, and how you can create a fully autonomous outreach campaigns, starting from literally starting from zero to having a fully end-to-end campaign, all without you having to write a single line of code. Everything in just nature language, like in your WhatsApp, in your Telegram, or whatever channel you prefer.
Wow, wow, that's so great. You do so many things, Manthan. And how old are you, by the way?
Yeah, I'm 22. But yeah,
Wow.
I'm still pretty old.
At 22, I just didn't know about anything about AI. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, and let's start. Yeah, thanks very much for the introduction.
So let's start by sharing our screen. The first thing we need to understand is how we are using AI. So obviously there are so many AI tools, but we want to create one single piece or one command center where we are not hanging around with 10 different AI tools, 10 different VAs managing each and a small things. So that's what our goal of this webinar or this theme of our webinar will be. uh, yeah, which is to use Saleshandy as our command center and all-in-one cold email platform plus lead database. And we are going to use AI, for example, Claude Code, OpenClaw, to manage or run our outbound campaign end to end. So without further ado, let me show you. And cheers, guys, I don't have any PPTs present, so everything is going to be really practical. As you can see, there are no PPTs. Awesome. So let's start. Basically, we're going to talk about two things in this webinar. The first thing will be how you can set up Saleshandy MCP to, let's say, Cursor Claude, so that you can easily interface and interact right inside this AI tools without having any complexity. So this is like a very small and sweet start so that you can get a gist and you can play around with the Saleshandy MCPs and how you can leverage GTM inside these AI tools. And then we will go into the power mode. Power basically means setting up an end-to-end autonomous outreach campaign with using OpenClaw and our Saleshandy. So coming up with our Claude, it is fairly simple. Again, all you need to do is just add your Saleshandy API key and you are all set. So for example, I'm going to show you the setup again. So let's disconnect our Saleshandy MCP. So if you go to your Claude, again, this will be also available inside your cursor, ChatGPT. MCP is already available everywhere. So let's click on Manage Connectors. And right now I have Saleshandy already connected. So let me first disconnect so that I can show you the entire process again. Awesome. So again, just go to your dashboard and click on Settings. Then you will find Connectors. Basically, connectors allow our Saleshandy MCP servers to talk with our AI agents or AI tools. Go to custom, then scroll down and add a custom connector. Here, let's name this as Saleshandy, and we need a remote MCP URL. So again, we will drop everything after this webinar, all of these resources and all of these guides. All you have to do is just copy this remote MCP URL from this guide and paste it here. Now, instead of saying your API key, you have to add your own API key. So let me grab mine, go to your Saleshandy dashboard, click on settings. Again, don't get any funny idea, use your own API key. I will delete this API key right after this webinar. So let's name this as webinar 1. Let's copy and paste it here. It is as simple. Nothing, you don't have to write a single line of code. Just replace this API key and click on add connector. Then make sure you refresh. Awesome. And you will be able to find your Saleshandy custom connector. Now let's go back to Claude. And let's say you are testing out this for the first time. The best thing you can do is ask this what it can do, like what is capability, what it can actually perform, and go out with Saleshandy MCP connector. So let's ask Saleshandy MCP connector. So right now, what I'm trying to do is help you to brainstorm what is specific to your use case, because all of us are having different business. Yeah, so as you can see, it fetched the Saleshandy or the specific tool. So there are 42 tools available via Saleshandy API. You can either create, delete, list sequence, you can add prospect, verify emails, schedule task, and a lot of different things. So let's start with a simple task. Let's say you have your, and then let's go to our dashboard again. Let's say you are inside your Claude and you want to see what are number of prospects, how many emails that we have sent from some particular webinar. So let's say what are the number of prospects, or basically pull the analytics from the webinar 30th January sequence. Yeah, and the main reason, obviously, you might ask, we can also go to the Saleshandy UI and see it visually for ourselves. The thing I want to do is, always it will allow, always allow all options, and I will also show you a quick around in case you don't want to click on allow again and again. So what I will do is, why we use Claude, basically, why we use Saleshandy MCP. Let's say we have all of this data. Once we have all of this data inside Claude, we can also generate a CSV file, a PPT, or client presentation right inside Claude. So what we are avoiding is we are avoiding repetitive copying pasting. Uh, yeah, so as you can see, it fetched the entire sequence and pull all the analytics, the total number of prospects, email sent, deliver, and all of that. How many of them open, how many of them replied. Yeah, you can see this accurate. Now we can go ahead and take a step like create a visualization or whatever you want to create right inside here. So you don't have to copy and paste data here and there. In a similar fashion, let's say you are brainstorming a new sequence. You are using ChatGPT or Claude to come up with your email copies, email sequence. So instead of you having to copy in those email sequence, you can do it straight away right inside your Claude. So let's say we want to create a new sequence named as webinar launch, and we want to have 5 different touch points. Let me just use my Whisper Pro. Yeah. So can you create me a sequence named as webinar launch on 12th March? And it should have 5 different touch points. And can you help me write really amazing copies with kind of A/B split testing? Yeah. And use sales. Obviously, you don't have to even tell it. Just make sure that inside connectors, Saleshandy is enabled, and it will automatically call the Saleshandy MCP server. You don't even have to mention it. So what I'm trying to say is, like, right now we're just like playing around with the MCP. So as you can see, it will start calling the tools, it will start using its visual flow, and it will come up with the email copy. So instead of you having to, yeah. And if you don't want to allow, if you don't want to always click on this allow us option, I will show you a quick hack. So yeah, once it will start actually creating the sequence, then coming up with the email copy. So instead of you having to copy the email copies, go to your Saleshandy UI and paste those email copies, you can do everything right from here. Yeah, as you can see, it is calling all the available tools. So this is just like a for you to get started playing around with this GTM MCP servers, and then we will move into OpenClaw, Claude Code, whatever you want to say, to create a fully autonomous outreach campaign. Yeah, as you can see, it is
Just a
create.
matter of it's just a matter of a connector, and you see, like everything you just need to write in plain English, and everything is done. And this allow option, you can, if you people want, like you
Yeah,
can just go into settings, and you
yeah,
can allow it for every time. Like
forever.
you don't have to do it manually every time. That's so great.
Yeah, 100%. So just go to your connectors, click on settings, go to your connectors, and click on configure, and select allow all options. And you're all set. You don't have to click on allow again, allow again. Yeah, and the best part is even if something fails, it will automatically have a fallback loop where it will automatically find and fix those errors. Like right now, it is having an error, but it will still figure out on its own. You don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, just a matter of minutes and it will be all done. So yeah, so that's how you can get started with Saleshandy MCP connector and create or play around with AI tools inside your outreach campaign. You can do the same thing like when you want to change an email copy, you want to add some prospect from your HubSpot to directly Saleshandy. Just connect your HubSpot or any CRM connector, add that or load that data, and once you are happy with your result, you can load that inside Saleshandy all in just one platform without switching tabs or copy pasting data anywhere. Yeah, so right now it is writing the day 3 or step 2 follow up or value reminder. So if we go to our sequence, click on refresh, you can see it has actually created a new sequence, webinar launch on 12th March. And if you open that, it is right now step by step writing. So this is step 1. And as I mentioned, only create two A/B split testing. So here is our subject line, here is our pre-header, and here is our email body. So that's the power of using Saleshandy straight away inside your ChatGPT Claude. And in the meantime, if you have any question, do let me know. Drop down in the comment section. I will address each of those. Yeah. So I hope you got my point. I will let it run. I think it's going to take a time. But yeah, I hope you got my point. You can play around with your emails. You can check with your email deliverability. You can check with your email accounts, sequence scores, a lot of things. Go crazy with this. Play around. You can create your email accounts and other stuffs. Yeah. Now coming back to a fully functional side of things, which is OpenClaw. OpenClaw right now is the hottest thing under the world. And if you haven't heard, you might be living under a rock. The configuration part or the setup part is really easy. I know on YouTube, I know on Twitter and all of that, people love to complex things, but it is fairly simple. Just grab a, let's say, a Mac Mini or an any blank or slate laptop, clean every data, and you can set up your OpenClaw straight away inside it. All you need to do is just copy this line, open a terminal, and you're all set. Then connect with your API accounts. For example, I use my Claude API for my OpenClaw, and that's it. Instead of using OpenClaw, you can also use Claude Code in order to create your GTM workflows. But I think OpenClaw is much better if you want to have like a personal assistant or personal Jarvis, as you say. But yeah, so that's all the part of OpenClaw, and we have all of this loaded inside my Telegram. So I use OpenClaw is basically a gateway support. It allows your AI agents to work 24/7 through your phone. For example, if you are having, let's say, inside Discord, WhatsApp, Telegram, you can run your AI agents 24/7 directly through your phone. So it's basically your gateway application. Cloud Code is just the same. It cannot like run 24/7 as OpenClaw does. It is not that having like personal touch as OpenClaw, and that's why I'm using OpenClaw. But whatever we are going to do in this webinar, you can replicate the same thing with Cursor, Cloud Code, or any IDE of your choice. So yeah, this is the interface that I am going to interact with OpenClaw. I'm using Telegram because it is the easiest to set up with. And once you are done with your OpenClaw configuration, Just again, it is very simple. Don't make it complicated. Just grab a blank laptop or a Mac Mini, copy this, install it, and you're all set. Then connect inside your gateway application. I'm using Telegram. But before that, let's talk about Saleshandy Lead Finder, because a lot of times uh, we have the best email copy, we have the best everything, but if your data is not good, if your data is like spray and pray, you're not going to get anywhere. So let's head over to Lead Finder, and you can see Lead Finder have like Lead Finder 2.0 with over 8 million with over 60 million plus companies and 800 million plus people data. And they also have added this accelerator lead with AI search, where all you have to do is just enter your query in normal sentence. Like, you don't have to apply those filters, it will automatically apply it for you. For example, I want to find those CEOs in California having employee size 1 to 49. Just typing in plain English, and it automatically apply those filters for you. And here we have our lead list. But you can see this problem, this lead list is very broad. We want to narrow it down according to our use case. That's why we use this SPF, or our lead quality framework, which basically means that instead of buying 100K or 200K lead database, make sure that your leads are relevant, make sure that it are timing and perfect signal according to our ICP use case. For those of you who don't know what is ICP, ICP is basically your ideal customer profile. So I will break down how you can create your ICP accounts or ICP persona, and how you can get started. S stands for signal. Like, are they planning to have a buying signal? For example, a simple signal can be they are looking to hire an STR. So and you are running an agency that is fulfilling those STR service. So those is a perfect signal. So instead of just spray and pray and outreaching to companies that don't want those service, we will like narrow down our lead list to those companies who are actually looking for our service, so that we will have much better open rates, reply rates, and basically much more money. And obviously timing also adds, because let's say someone changed their job and someone a new CEO is becoming in a particular company, so that's the best timing to reach out to the CEOs to sell your service, because they are in the new position and they are going to change a lot of things. And obviously, do they actually match our ICP or ideal customer profile? So now you might ask, what is our ICP or how we can create one? So let me show you how I use it, how I use this formula or framework to start my building my lead
Manthan,
list.
just proceeding. Just there's a question from Jan. Like, he's asking like whether he can use a VPS to do all the stuff.
100%, 100%. You can use VPS. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah. The thing is, like, with OpenClaw, it's free basically, so you're not paying anything except for your API keys. And the best part, you can easily plug in with your Claude API. I know sometimes you might get banned, but most of the times it will work. Yeah, VPS is also a great solution. And you might be seeing hosting your VPS, all of them are really great. Yeah, as you can see, we were in this. So how do you actually start building your ICP or ideal customer persona? I think it as a way like what existing client I am having, because that's the best place to find. For example, someone is already paying for my service, so I'm actually solving their pain point. So similar, we have to find those particular persona. And you will actually realize that, hey, you are solving only to one particular persona. For example, you're only working with B2B companies, you're only working with companies having 50 to 200 employees. So after having your 5 or 10 clients, you will, if you just jot down, you will see this is your ideal customer persona. You are working with AI SaaS having 50 to 200 employees, and they are in B2B space. So that's basically your ICP. So in order to start building your ICP, find out your existing clients that you're already solving their pain points, and then use the option of lookalike inside our lead finder. So that's how you can find existing companies or similar companies that you're already solving to. So in this example, let's say your lookalike company is OpenAI. Obviously, we are not working with OpenAI, but you can see, just apply the company name or the website URL, and it will find out all of these companies that are similar or lookalike. So right now, as you can see, from 800 million contacts, we are right now to 72, which is much narrower according to our use case and according to our ICP. Then you can obviously apply. Need Finder has so many amazing filters, and you can do a lot of crazy thing with it. Yeah, this is the like a primary one, because all of guys like you might be watching are probably are going to be in B2B space. So we can easily filter down, and from 72, you can see we have narrowed down to only 43,000 companies that are working in B2B space that are similar to OpenAI. Obviously, we have technographic filters, we have funding round, we have industry. Yeah, we can also, this is also a critical one, because you are likely going to not work with startups are having like 5 employees, because they don't have that kind of money to spend for a service. So I think like employee count is one of my best filters, and applying these filters like make me a dream team or our dream sequence for us. Then we have job openings in case you are going after signal or timing according to our lead quality framework. So signals also matter a lot. For example, they are looking someone for an HubSpot solution or HubSpot alternative. That's where signal actually come. We also have job openings. Then also the signals are also for fundings. Yeah, and that's how you can narrow down from 800 million leads to 1,000 hot active leads that are going like more qualified leads that are going to pay for a service. So yeah, and we also have a special Saleshandy offer. So we will reveal that at the end of the webinar. So make sure you stay tuned at the end. Yeah, anything you want to add, Gitesh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like this is the way like making of lead list has been so improvised. Like it's just not only about capturing a bigger TAM, it's all about diving deep. Like Sales Andy's lead finder, I would say the signals here, they let you know about in what last 30 days these guys are doing. So you can reach out to them faster. And as Manthan told, like the ICB definitions now changing. It's just not only about job titles or industries, it's about like are they hiring, have they lifted any funding recently. So this really helps a lot. And obviously this filters would really want to make so much of difference when you automate this all stuff.
Yeah, and just to give you like a real query example, so let's say our signal right now is their job opening for a particular SDR, and your
Mhm.
ICP. ICP will be, let's say you're targeting 10 to 50 employees in a sales department. Another signal we have is Series A. The position that you're going after is VP for sales, and this is your ICP, which is you're only targeting AI B2B SaaS companies. So this is just like one query example, and that's how you can nail this lead quality framework that includes perfect signal, timing, and your ICP fit. Yeah, so go crazy with the lead finder. The sky's the limit here. We have so many Boolean filters, and even if you're not like those that technical, feel free to leverage the AI beta search. So let me clear all. Yeah, feel free to leverage this AI search, and it will find you your right lead list. You can do the same thing for the company as well. Awesome. So once you have narrated down, or once you have built your perfect lead list, now it's time to create those autonomous outreach campaign end to end with OpenClaw and Saleshandy as our command center. So I'm going to jump back to our OpenClaw, basically inside my Telegram, and what I want you to do is, what I have done is right now is I have created this CSV file. Basically, I have exported this data from Lead Finder. So why I have done this? Because to save some time. So this is our data, and this is where we are going to start with our OpenClaw or our file structure. So we have our company, we have the employee count, the funding range, and everything. But still, this lead, I still want to make sure that whatever companies or whatever prospect that I'm reaching out are the best fit for my business. And that's why even I'm going to go a deep further and create a particular scoring criteria. Again, if you are seeing this for the first time, like this sales Sandy full end-to-end campaign, so this is my Claude code folder or OpenClaw folder where I have added all of my files. So I will break down each of these. Don't worry, like I will break down everything step by step. The first thing we have is brain, or basically claude.md file. This brain.md file includes all of these things about my business. So let's say I have my own particular SaaS, it's a video editing SaaS. So my ICP or target audience will be video editing agencies and etc. content creators. So in this brain.md file, you have to add all of your details. Uh, it's just like simple text, and you don't have to write anything. You just have to tell Claude or OpenClaw, hey, can you create me a brain.md file with all of my business context? So feel free to add your target audience, your business values, your missions. So as you can see, my business context is in this particular SaaS product tilted, how we score it. This is the entire file, how we are going to use it with OpenClaw and Saleshandy, and all of these things I'm going to share it with you so that you can instantly just download it inside your system, change it according to your business use case within matter of minutes. Again, everything is going to be shared. I have created this entire GitHub repo, which includes each and every step, step by step. So even if you miss something, or even because of the time stake, I cannot explain everything, like building up or coming up with this entire file. We will make sure that you will have this GitHub link, and you can easily just fork it and apply it according to your business. So coming back to our folder structure, this is very important. If you don't have the foundation of your OpenClaw Claude Code folder, it's going to break everything step by step. So right now, first of all you need to do is create a Claude.md file or brain.md file and give it everything. For example, this is our ICP and this is our target company. These are the decision makers that I want to reach out. This is how you can enrich context. And in the brain.md file or Claude.md file, I have also mentioned that if we are using Saleshandy as our cold email tool, and you will be getting data from Lead Finder itself. Yeah, so just jot down everything inside. Again, you don't have to do anything. Just tell Claude or OpenClaw to jot down everything and create this brain.md file. And once you are done, we also need to, let's say we have this list, right? So this is just in like a demo list. That's why like it has only, I don't know, 25 or 30 contacts. And even in this, we need to make sure that we are actually reaching out to the hottest prospect. We don't want to spray and pray. We just want to reach out to the best prospect ever. That's why we have this scoring criteria, which is basically um, an index or a scoring framework inside your agency or inside your company. So I only want to reach out to those companies and just enter those particular descriptions that you want to add. So all of this, and we have basically three tiers: tier one, tier two, and tier three. So from this data, we will only reach out to tier one or tier two companies. We will eliminate tier three, or we will use this tier three as a like a backup in case we are out of leads. So this is very important. You will see, like, if you prefer quality over quantity, you will see much better outputs, and your campaigns will be much more successful and much more scalable. Once it is proven, once you have like top notch leads, then you can easily scale it according to however you like. So that's how you can actually nail down the scoring criteria. And don't worry, I'm going to show you everything inside OpenClaw, how we are going to set up one by one. Then obviously you can set up with the copy framework. So this is there are so many gurus out there, and they will give you their own copy templates. But the best copy templates, I would say, is first I will start with one-on-one person. So from this CSV file, I will pick one prospect. I will go to the LinkedIn profile. I will personalize, or I will find out everything that I can, and I will then create a copy that is relevant to that particular one person only. And then it's your chance, or and then give that to AI to figure out how to scale it for n number of your particular lead list or database. So that's where you will see the best copies. You don't have to follow the pass rule. Obviously it does have those, but make sure that you are manually prospecting for first contact, and then give it to AI or Claude and tell it to scale it to n prospect in your database. So this is the copy framework. And all of so why we are adding all of this inside one folder? So we are not just like telling it, hey, so when we are telling, hey, can you build me a sequence for an my website production launch or my webinar launch, you don't have to tell it every single thing again and again. Everything is compiled inside this folder, and it will use every single time this. Then we have this sales and API documentation. Here the best part is, once you tell it, hey, just go to Saleshandy API documentation, scrape everything, find everything that you will need in the future, and create a proper documentation. So this is just an example. Again, you don't have to do anything. Just tell it to scrape Saleshandy API documentation and create a proper .md file. So next time you will be calling, hey, can you create me a sequence? It won't go to web research and find perfect like API calls or endpoints. It will grab this from right over from here. So that's why it will save you in some context. It will save you in time saving. It will able to get much faster results. So this is like a very key thing that you need to do in order to get faster and better results. And now it's time to add your own Saleshandy API key. Again, just go to the dashboard, click on settings, click on API key, and just feed it inside this API keys. Again, why we need to have a different .md file? Because we don't want to expose our Saleshandy API key. So this is where it will be having an encrypted version, and this is where you can store any other API keys. So right now I have my Epify API key, I have my Bright Data API key right inside it. The best part of using OpenClaw is it can actually do web search, right? So instead of you having to spend so much money in your clay database, like researching about prospect, whatever those prospects are, you can do web research straight away from OpenClaw. So it will save you so much money in GPT API calls inside clay as well. Then we have this templates. So basically this template covers one of my actually successful rain campaign before. So whatever the output or whatever the things that I wanted, I created a template like in this output file and I feed it. So that next time it is creating a new sequence, it will actually understand, hey, this is what Manthan wants, or this is what you want in your future sequence. So just feed it so that it has much better understanding of your actual dream. And this is the lead magnet that I will share you. So now let's start with the so enough explanation. Now let's start and test it. So we have this CSV file, we have this data, right? So first of all, our as you can see, we will do step by step. So first of all, we obviously want to make sure that we have the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 using our scoring criteria. So just let's enter that. Hey, you have, so can you tell me the scoring criteria? You have this list of prospects, and can you jot down all of this by tier and break down like which are the hottest and which are the best lists that we should go after right away? Again, all you have to do is just speak in nature language, speak in English. You don't have to figure out anything. Even if you fall into some trouble or fall into some errors, just tell it to solve it itself, and it will do it. So as you can see right now, it is typing. And so here I have my OpenClaw setup in another laptop. So as you can see, it is running. Inside Telegram, you won't be able to see it unless we have the output. But yeah, so right now it has triggered, it has started using our scoring criteria.md file and it will come up with the result. So let's wait for a bit. Until then, I will add this inside our comment section so that you can access it right away. So as you can see, within just matter of minutes, it didn't take like 10,000 seconds. Sorry, it didn't takes an hour. So we have these companies. So these are our tier 1. So right now, out of those 25 companies, only 9 companies are tier 1 that are actually I'm looking. So it has rank. So rank 1 company name score and why they are hot. It has also given us the result. Now you can see how much money we are saving in case you are going to do the same thing inside Clay. So for those of you who don't know what is Clay, it is an enrichment platform where you can run all of these crazy filters that you want. But it is costly, I will say. It's damn costly if you are running for 10,000 prospects. But that's not the same case with your OpenClaw or Claude Code. You can see if you are going to run with the scoring criteria or do anything inside similar inside Clay, it is going to cost with every single API call of GPT. But here it's basically, to be honest, free if you're using your Claude Max subscription, which is $200. So it has ranked everything. So this is our tier 1. It has also given us detailed descriptions or detail why it is thinking so or why it is saying so. Yeah, and we have our tier 2. And as I mentioned, I will just remove all of the tier 3. I don't want to send cold emails to tier 3. That's why in my description, it is only saying tier 1 and tier 2. Yeah, so these are our hottest prospect. And what we want to do next is we want to create personalized emails to top prospect. Like every single line should be personalized so that we are not spamming Gmail, and our delivery will be much better since we have everything personalized. So yeah, I definitely want to write personalized emails. Also, can you share me here? Show me here. And once we have all of this done, we will tell OpenClaw, or even if you're using Claude Code, it will perform the same. We will tell, hey, create a sequence, name X, add this email copies, personalize, add this prospect inside our Saleshandy. Again, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. Just enter in plain English and you're all set. And now I will be also getting into next questions like how you can actually have it run it like 24 by 7. I will get that. Just wait for a minute. Yeah. So these are personalized emails. You can see our prospect name. This is our subject line. And all of these emails are unique in itself. So we are not just spamming, we are actually sending meaningful messages. So our deliverability will be much amazing. Yeah, I'm not going to read all of this because it is just waste of time. Again, this webinar is more focused on how you can set up with AI and not focus about like which copywriting is the best. You guys will be much more capable of writing better copies than me. This is just like a demo example. So once you're happy with your This is just like showing for 4 prospects, but it will automatically do for all of this because Telegram has output context limit, so it can only send up to certain characters. That's why it is only showing us 4 examples. And once you are happy with your results, you can actually create a sequence inside Saleshandy with these emails and also import all of these prospects. So if we refresh, let's go to our sequence. I just want to say we don't have anything here, right? And now I will say you can also use your own voice command if you want. This is where it gets handy. Yeah, awesome. So we want to create a sequence in Saleshandy with these emails, and obviously we want to import those prospects. So let's name our sequence as tilted launch video or tilted webinar, and yeah, do all of this thing. Yeah, so as you can see, it is typing right now, so it has started working on it. I can see right now inside my this OpenClaw desktop. Yeah, so let's wait for the result. Yeah, so
Yeah.
what I want to tell you is this is for just one example of outbound campaigns. Claude Code or OpenClaw can do many other things. It's not only limited to marketing side of things. For example, it can actually build out, like actually write codes and build software application for you. One cool example is this mission control or Kanban board, where you can see. So as you can see right now, it is just a minute. So these are my sub agents. So this is my main agent. Again, I'm navigating off this webinar, but I just want to share you this extra thing. So just tell it because as you can see right now, we cannot see anything what OpenClaw is doing. So in order to see like what it is actually doing, what you can do is tell it to create a Kanban board or this kind of mission control where you can see what sub agents are doing. This is my main agent and these are my sub agents. So you can obviously do a lot of scraping like social media. I'm a content creator. That's why I like to do content side of things like YouTube growth strategy, all of this. So this is our sub agents, like we have our scraper right now, we have our researcher, and you can actually see what it is doing, like what it is talking to each other. So we have this readme file it is creating, it is adding this inside a reference. So you can see live what your OpenClaw is chatting at instance. So it's not only limited to marketing side of things, but you can also actually build this stuff. This entire Kanban board was built by it without me having to write a single line of code. Same for my SaaS. My SaaS, it is entirely built by OpenClaw. And coming back to the question of SEO, yeah, you can see it has created the sequence tilted webinar launch. It has also imported all of the 26 prospects, and it has created this 4 email step sequence: day 1, day 3, day 7. And yeah, so let's go to Sales Channel. Let's refresh. Awesome. There we have it. Tilted webinar launch, 26 prospects. Let's open that. And yeah, obviously, I didn't go crazy with it. You can go crazy with A/B split testing. You can go crazy with the subject lines, the first name, the company name, the last name. You can also do all of the merge tags, or you can also do all of the variables straight away from here. And you can see you don't even have to come up with the variables like first name, company name, last name. It will actually personalize according to each use case. So that's the power, and that's how you can create a fully autonomous outreach campaign. Now it's time for you. So this is just like for one example. This is for you to just get started, play around, and set up your first outbound campaign with Saleshandy and OpenClaw. Now, in case you want to run this 24 by 7, in case you want to have an agent that is scraping a particular website or particular, let's say, TechCrunch or Product Hunch products, etc., what you need to do is just head over to Railway, Hostinger, or whatever cloud solution platform. Just head over to that and connect it inside your OpenClaw. So what it will do is it will make sure that your OpenClaw or Claude code is running 24 by 7 and executing those cron jobs. So basically these are cron jobs, right? Let's say at every single day at 8 p.m. you want to research a particular TechCrunch website and what are the new startups that are like they are hiring, or and as you are, let's say, an hiring agency, what are they hiring, and will automatically fetch data from it. So what you're doing is you are setting up a cron job every single day. So just go to a Railway Hostinger or whatever, and you can say this is also like deployed on Railway app, right? And that's how you can make sure that your Claude code OpenClaw is running 24 by 7, fully autonomous without you having to interfere anything. So that's how you can. So whenever I will close this laptop, right? So this OpenClaw or this Claude code will stop working. and that's not what we want. We want to create a 24/7 agent. That's why it is so mandatory to have a railway account or anyone hosting your account, so that you can actually deploy these agents on web or on cloud 24/7. You can obviously do the same thing with Anytime or make.com. So what I do is I generally create those Anytime automation straight away from OpenClaw or Claude Code itself. I don't manually figure out any nodes inside Anytime. Our models are so good, Opus 4.6, and are so good that they can also create Anytime and make.com automation however you like. 100%. Yeah. So sorry, I'm navigating. So this is my particular SaaS, right? And I want to automate and everything with OpenClaw. So these are the blog sections. These are the how to page, the SEO find. I'm not an SEO expert. I don't know anything about SEO. So what I will do is I will set up an entire SEO content tracker. What basically inside this SEO, we have four sub agents inside OpenClaw. The first is to basically find those keywords that we can rank for. So my particular software is 3D animation software, and it will daily give me idea like these are the so it is actually we want to post 50 articles across 20 days, right? So it will actually generate find research, generate ideas, and come up with everything together. So every single day it will send me an email. So just let me show you email. So this is particular cron job that I have set up. Yeah, so you can see I just got this email every single day at 8 a.m. I will get this email. Hey Manthan, we have to do this SEO things. Like this is the title, this is the internal links, this is the word, and will also give me the prompt. And now what it will do is it will actually we have another sub SEO agent that will actually write those SEO blog articles for us. So you can see we have this first tilted versus loom, which is better for professional screen recording. And once it is done, it will check mark off everything on its own. Where I'm not doing anything here. And here we have this particular blog published inside my live website. And for some reason, I don't know how it does it, but it also captures this screenshot. I don't know how it does it, but I have given it access to Playwright MCP. So Playwright MCP basically means that Claude Code can uh, take control of your Chrome, and it can help you with the screenshot. So you can see it has written down this entire blog article on its own without me having to do anything, even with the screenshots. So that's how you can create a fully autonomous SEO agents as well. I don't know anything about SEO. Everything was done by here. In a similar fashion, you can do with let's say your social media or your YouTube, whatever you want to do. And the best part here is I'm not doing anything. All of this, like this is our Instagram or SEO tracker. Same thing in a YouTube way. And another thing is you want to make sure that you include UTM links, right? So this OpenClaw is automatically build this UTM builder for me. So every single time we publish a new blog article, it will automatically create a new UTM link. And at the end of the month, after publishing all of these 50 articles, it will tell us like analytics, hey Manthan, this blog article did well. It has this many signups, it has this many paid conversion. And that's why for the next month planning, we will double down on those topics that has already worked before. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I was going off track, but I just want to show you the different things you can do with OpenClaw. It's not only limited to Claude.o. You can obviously run with open source models like Kimi K2.5, and there are a lot of good models. But the only thing is, I don't have that compute. I don't have 15,000 Mac Studio. That's why I'm using a $200, which is much simpler for me. I can run it
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah.
There's one question about the device configuration, like MacBook Air M4 is enough to run everything. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
100%. So I also like when I don't know, you can say this is like MacBook Air. I had like 5 years old, and I just clean slated. I give it access to a particular Gmail. So let's say, and if you are very new to this particular thing, right? So you can actually play around with different stuff as well. For example, you can tell it to, hey, which are my emails that are unread? For example, let me just pick it. Hi, so can you get me my unread emails from Manthan at the rate leadgenman.com, which are talking about brand correlations? So, which are the companies that are sending me email that I haven't read and which are good? So, this is just like first example. If you're just playing out with OpenClaw, start with baby steps. Like start with managing your inbox, because I hate admin task, right? As a content creator, I get thousands of emails about like brand correlation, and I don't want to reply each of them. So I will use OpenClaw. It will find out the best companies from my inbox. So let's wait for the result. As you can see, it's typing. So I have given it access to my mailbox, but I have only given access to read and create draft. I have not given access to send, because otherwise funny things might happen. Yeah. So that's how you can also play around with the concern. There is one drawback about OpenClaw, which is security. I know it can sometimes take off and like go crazy with it, but you have to make sure that inside your rules. So here you can see inside brain.md file or cloud.md file, we have make sure that we have created those rules that does not launch Saleshandy sequence. It will not pull off on its own unless we tell it or unless we do it. So those are the rules that you have specifically mentioned inside your cloud.md file, and that's where you can make sure that nothing funny happens. So yeah, awesome. So it is done. So just wait a minute. Yeah, here we have it. So these are like Kimi. So I'm working with right now Kimi, K2.5 and all of that. So yeah, so that's how you can actually see and actually start interacting with AI. I'm not going to tell you that, hey, start today and just create a full outbound campaign with it. No, just play around with it. The best thing you can do right now is set up an OpenClaw, whatever you want to do. I'm not promoter of OpenClaw as well, but yeah, just start playing with it. And because my niche is different, my use case different, I am a content creator led business owner, so I'm always talking about like scraping, content finding, this derivation. But let's say you are agency owner, let's say you are SaaS founder, obviously all the things will be different for each and every prospect. So feel free to play around and go crazy with I think I have like draft all of the questions that I thought you guys might be like asking, so I created a gamma presentation with it. Again, like, yeah, so let's start. So how did you get started? I will make sure that I answer that difference between OpenClaw and Claude Code as well. All you need to do is an AI tool. So right now I'm using OpenClaw, but definitely you can use Claude Code. And I think Claude Code is better if you are having like something specific to a project. Let's say I'm working with a client and I have to like perform like it's like a one-time client. So instead of setting up inside OpenClaw, I will definitely choose Claude Code because it's kind of a specialist. It only knows one thing, whereas OpenClaw is generalist. It knows everything about me, my business, as well as it knows everything about its API connection. But if you're working with a very narrow project base, I think Claude Grow will have much better outputs. Uh, the second thing you need is a command center. In our example, we are using Saleshandy, which is an all-in-one cold email platform plus lead database. And the best thing you have to nail down is your ICP and your copy frameworks. And trust me, this setup will not take more than 30 minutes. Another is, are you using APIs or all of this in nature language? APIs will be running at the backend. For example, whenever we are adding this, let's say inside our sales, and you don't have to worry or even have to tell, hey, call this API endpoints. Everything is going to be done once we have added inside this brain.md file and all of our proper folder structure. If you don't do this properly, you will not get the output result that we just got like with a demo. So that's why it is very important to nail down this folder structure, and then you can go crazy with it. Another thing I forgot to mention is you can go with the research as well. For example, you're using Clay for company research, right? So I can just tell it, hey, first of all, do a research about these companies and then start writing those copies. So again, it will be much more personalized. And yeah, that's like I don't have anything against Clay, but uh, the time has come. Yeah, and all of this, as you saw, is just like nature language. I'm not giving anything like a particular API calls and everything. Again, you don't have to write a single line of code. Just speak, and you're all set. Another interesting use case is, let's say you like someone LinkedIn post, so just copy that, and I'm using Apify and Validator to scrape that particular post. Then it will scrape all of those comments, and then we will put it to Saleshandy Lead Finder to find those prospects, and it will automatically create a sequence inside, like for those particular LinkedIn post only. So this is how you can go narrow, all from your phone or all from your like Telegram, without you having to open or worry about anything. So let's say you are doing this manually. So you have to open Phantom Buster to scrape data or scrape comments. Then you have to use a database to like find out all of this, the email address and everything. Then you have to open Sales Sandy and create a new sequence, write copy, go to ChatGPT and write a copy. Here you can see we are doing this 4 step. Now you can do this just with a single query. So, yeah, so that's the power of using OpenClaw. I hope you got my point. And yeah, how do you run these agents on autopilot? So obviously make and anytime have the schedule, but if you want to have it, like you can use Railway or Hostinger. Yeah, you can use this like A/B testing with your campaigns. You can go crazy with it. The sky's the limit. Now, the answering your question, what is OpenClaw versus Claude Code? As I mentioned, OpenClaw is more sort of like personal for me. It's like kind of a Jarvis that knows everything about me, and it is the memory part is really amazing. For example, let's say you have something from 3 months ago, it will be able to recall that particular thing. Hey Manthan, you mentioned that you were working on tilted about this particular feature, and I have completely forgotten about it. Like it was 3 months ago. Whereas in Claude Code, it is it's so powerful. Claude Code is the best thing that has happened to anyone. But yeah, so that's the basic difference. I think OpenClaw is more sort of like a gateway platform where you can easily have access to directly your phone, whether you're working or not, and it's more personalized, and Claude Code is more project intensive. So instead of having, let's say, everything inside my OpenClaw, I will create 10 different projects. For example, I'm working right now with three different SaaS products, right? So instead of just merging everything in just one, I will create three different projects. So all of these projects will be run by Claude Code. So it will be much more project sensitive instead of like jack of all trades. So I hope you got my point. So obviously you can run GTM workflows from both of them. I just show you how you can do it with OpenClaw. You can also do the same thing with Claude Code, but Claude Code does it better. Uh, yeah, obviously you have to plan a workflow from scratch. Otherwise, like you have to first of all map out your ICP. You have to done with the configuration, find context, what type of tools that you are going to use, the email copies that you are going to done out, and then once you have done with the flow, like the first 10 prospects, then you can find a way to automate for 10,000, 1 lakh, or whatever prospect that you have. Yeah, as I mentioned, instead of like writing templatized copies, find out one particular person in your contact list, kind of, to be honest, personalize everything about them, find out everything, and then find a way or reverse engineering into a template. Yeah, you can do this for 10,000 companies. It will handle everything. Saleshandy API is very smoothless. Yeah, and how do you learn to apply AI to GTM? For example, if you are very new to Claude Code or OpenClaw, I will say like I come from development background. I am a software engineer. I have been coding for 4 years, so this is very easy for me. But right now, I'm going to say that it is easy for you as well. All you have to do is just start, open the tool, play with it. Start with small step, as I mentioned. Start with first, hey, can you configure with my email or admin task, and then go ahead, build one workflow, and then expand. So are we early in applying AI to GTM? So if you guys are watching right now, you guys are the 0.01% of this entire space. There are so many salespeople, there are so many GTM people, but they don't know anything about how they can use Claude Code or AI to actually make this 10x more leverageable. And if you're watching this, yeah, we are early. We are very, very early to this. And the more faster you add up, the more success or more money you're going to make for you or your company or your business. So yeah, that's all from my side.
So you just need to take care of on the security side. So it's best like if you're using OpenClaw on your on the same device, use Docker or maybe use
Yeah.
MCPs,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And
Because the
yeah.
security part, I don't have anything inside this particular, let's say, laptop, right? I don't want to mess up with my personal life. It can go crazy. That's why I like have a clean slate laptop, and we will all set.
Peter has a question. Can you tell me like how did you automate SEO part from additional software?
Yeah. So for the cost, I'm only like paying for the Cloudflare because that's where my blogs are being hosted. Other than that, I'm not paying anything. Everything is done by OpenClaw or basically Claude Code Sub agents. Yeah, and now what I'm thinking is, uh, first we were using AI as our assistant. Now it's other way around. We are assistant to AI, and because it is telling me OpenClaw every single day, hey Manthan, have you worked on creating content? Like we are assistant to it. Now the question is, it's not that you cannot do it. It's just like you don't want to do it. Whatever you do want to do it, just go to Claude Code OpenClaw, just start chatting with it, and it will figure out a solution.
Yeah, there's one question on the screen. Can you answer that, Manthan? So I'll share the codes with the guys in the chat.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think we should do both. Like, why not? So right now there is not any golden channel anymore. There are no TikTok influencer agency. There are not paid ads or cold outreach. I think we should split the budget, whatever the team might be having, and test out with both of those. Because in some particular niche, paid ads are going to work so much better than cold outreach. If you're, let's say, you're working with B2C, right? You are going to have to do paid ads. And let's say you're doing with B2B, cold outreach will be the best. So it depends on the specific niche, specific use case, and I think we have to test out with every channel. Now it's not, there is no golden channel anymore.
And thank you so much, guys. This was really exciting. And thank you so much, Manthan, to tell like everything about OpenClaw, Claude, Lead Finder. So many things. Like it's very hard to cope every day, right? So
100%.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much, guys. Have a great night.